everyone, thank you so much for watching. It's me here in the Chatterbox. Of course, if you are new here, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so every time I make a video, you're notified. And of course, if you are a returning watcher, returning viewer, I love you guys so much for returning. You already know what it is. We're like best buds now. Like, you're a good sis. Like, you be here for me. So, as you know from the description down below, we're going to be doing my yearly Pride Month video. I, learn something new about myself every year, and I, get to talk to you guys about Pride every year. So, it's a celebration. It's, it's lit. It's a great time to be alive. It's summertime. You get to be, fly. You need to have your summer hair. Shout out to my kitchen beautician. She hooked me the fuck up, y'all. But anyway, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Yeah. Okay, so as I said today, we're going to talk about intersectionality and being prideful this month. Yay! So basically what intersectional means is that I fall under one or more minority groups. So for me specifically, I fall under three. I am Black, I am gender non-binary, queer, gender non-conforming, or androgynous, however you want to define that. And then I'm also gay because I have relationships and I have romantic relationships specifically with mostly men. And I was born male, so there. And so what I want to talk about is basically like what that means for me specifically, and a lot of people that fall under those same intersections as me, what that means as far as being Black and what it means in Black spaces. So it could be dating, or it could also, mean, being proud and all of those things. So we're going to cover all of those things today. So I want to first start out with just me being proud. So, as you know, I wear my gender identity and my sexuality on my sleeve. A lot of people feel that, it is not right within the Black space, or that I should tone it down within the Black space because I am Black first. What does that mean? Well, most people in the Black community feel like my sexuality is a choice. My sexuality is not a choice. Didn't choose this shit. The shit is hard as fuck. Would have never chose to be, go through the hardest point of my life. If I could have chosen to take the easy route, definitely would have. But couldn't, didn't want to, or didn't have the choice not to, and kind of happy with how I turned out. I'm content and happy in who I am. But me being Black and gay, I never was Black first. It just kind of happened that you saw me before you knew what the fuck I was. So you saw my Blackness before you saw my gayness or my queerness. So that is that. I can chew gum and eat at the same time, or I should say I can chew and walk at the same time. I can chew gum and walk at the same time, and I am literally Black and everything else at the same fucking time. So that means that I can be an activist for Black rights and be an activist for LGBT rights. And a lot of times LGBT rights are literally based around the rights of Black and brown people. So it's things. So with that being said, I can do the activism work and all of those things, to be proud of who I am, all at the same time. I never denounced my Blackness. I've never chosen my Blackness over my queerness. I literally do it at the same time. And for the record, in all honesty, I have been oppressed and persecuted for me being queer far more and on like a scale of when I started getting oppressed for my color versus when I started getting oppressed for my sexuality was far before I ever was called the N-word or was ever called some type of horrible ass, black ass racial name, racial slur. Like, people was calling me fag and queen and fairy and all this shit way before I was, a nigger. Regardless of the facts, I identify as both. Always have. Do it at the same fucking time. And I bring this example up because a lot of people feel like it is, and for me it's a little bit poignant, and people can relate to it because it's current. When Nipsey Hussle passed away, so years before Nipsey Hussle passed, he posted a picture to Instagram with a group of black men, basically stating that this is how black men should be seen, and there's no gay niggas in the picture, and no femininity, and nobody's bringing them down, and da da da. And so he got backlash, and the post was taken down. So fast forward to this year when he was killed, a lot of LGBT people, especially black LGBT people, felt away because they were like, wait, hold on, we mourning this nigga, but like, he was literally a bigot like 3 or 4 years ago. So no, we could care less. Like, let that man die. Now, me, I never cared about Nipsey Hussle when he posted it back then because I didn't know his music, and I didn't care about him. I didn't care about it after he passed away because still didn't know him. And the only thing I knew was about his activist work, and so I said, well, he did things. He did things for his community. He was trying to uplift his community, and so you can never fault someone for that. Now, I can fault you because, if you're not for the advancement for everyone, especially in the black community, then you're really kind of working counter against it, or you're just as bad as you're just as bad as white feminists, and them trying to keep black women in the background. Point blank simple. Shots fired. Kind of don't care how y'all feel about it because it's kind of my page, but essentially that is what it is. But if you want to keep his memory alive, do things in his do things in his name, do actual things, not post a picture and be like, oh, we remember you, and ain't nobody posting you no more, but we still love you, girl. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X were 2 of the greatest activists of their time. Y'all don't post them every day. So what's up? People die. We gotta move on. If you want to do something to remember him by the works that he did, and do those things and work on those things and continue that work. But that's another conversation for another day. But essentially basically being gay has always been seen as a sidetracker for being an activist or working to change something. And it's dumb because my identity outside of me working on outside of working on the liberation of black people or the advancement of whoever, how I identify and who I love should never be in question. I can be just as smart if I wore a low haircut and boy clothes. It should never be affected. It's how society forms our minds about me being black and about me being feminine that allows other people to sidetrack them. So it's silly because I'm brilliant. That's me gloating, pat myself on the back. But anyway, like, I'm not stupid. So you allowing that to form an opinion of me before you even hear me open my mouth, or before you even hear me make a point about how this country works or how legislation in this country is shitty, is silly, and it says more about you than it says about me. So yeah, and I mean, this is not the first time that Black people have, you know, faced this type of oppression. There are lots of activists that are gay. Like literally, most of the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement are lesbians, and a lot of people don't know that, but they are. They are arresting an advisor to Martin Luther King was gay. It was a big deal that he was gay, and you know there was some controversy around it. But being at the late 1950s, 1960s, wasn't nobody really trying to be openly gay, like for real. Like that was an issue, especially if you were Black, like unheard of, openly anyway. Now, the spaces of which, and, in private spaces or, in Black LGBT spaces for the time, be free, say who the fuck you are. But just generally out in public, just saying that, especially on national television, when the world's eyes on you, on an already, an already taboo and very sensitive topic. Like, no, girl, we never said add no extra shit. So, but now we have the space and the platform and the knowledge to understand that who the fuck I am and who the fuck I sleep with has nothing to do with me being able to do a job or me be good at my job or me be good at being an activist or me be good at working for the liberation of everyone. Now, when it comes to dating is interesting because it can be very dangerous especially for people that are feminine like me, because many of us date DO men, which I have. Many of us date lots of sketchy characters, which I also have. And so, which also plays into the point of not being taken as seriously or being a side note, Malaysia Booker and lots of trans women that get killed by straight men that either see them as a threat or see them as the scum of the earth and, lower than dirt. So rest in peace to her and the 3 other trans women that died within the days and weeks of her. And they were all Black trans women. And their deaths are being investigated. Malaysia Booker was also in the media a couple months before because she had gotten jumped by a group of Black men, and then she was pronounced dead, or she was found dead some weeks after. So, and that's not to say that it was dating related or sex related, but I know that a lot of our trans women their lives are taken due to the men that they sleep with, and it's relationship related or romantically related. And when I bring this up is because when we die, either it was so horrific that it's in the national news, or that it's a lot of us dying at one time. So, like with Malaysia Booker, it was so, like, her, when she was beat up, it was all over social media. She got beat up by, like, 20 different men in a neighborhood. And then, of course, it came to light when she passed away because she had already been in the media. So, it's scary. It's hard for us to be out here and look like we do. But trans women and feminine gay men, we face that scrutiny and that danger of what it is to date. But as far as me and dating, I will say that I have had some horrible boyfriends and I have had some amazing boyfriends. And I've had some in-between boyfriends. One of my boyfriends, he was trash. simply put, I should say, he told me that I was no longer attracted to him because when he met me, I had just come out. I was, a cute little 18-year-old boy with a low cut, and, I wore men's clothes. And as we progressed in our relationship, I was progressing in my identity as far as my gender was. And once we had a conversation after we broke up, he was like, no, it wasn't that I wasn't attracted to you. It was that I wasn't attracted to this, like, the in-between phase that you were going to, trying to figure out who you were. And I was like, oh, so you didn't know how to communicate, which makes you even more trash because you knew exactly what you were trying to say, but rather than saying that, you said that. Thanks so much. You're great, because I didn't have to, like, go through, like, a whole point of insecurity for, like, 2 years. You're so nice. And then I've had some really good guys in my life that have loved me exactly for who I am and love me for exactly who I am. It is very nice to be loved in a way where, I can wear a dress on a date and be called beautiful every day and, be adored and loved for exactly who I am, and for coming to this point in my life where I am comfortable with who I am, and you be comfortable with that too, and you think that that I'm gorgeous. I love it. It's so nice. And I've had some in-between boyfriends where it was they allowed me the space to be and figure out that point of where I wanted to be and figure out what I was comfortable with and my femininity and my gender identity, and I appreciate them as well, even though we didn't work out, but it's cool. You're still loved. I fuck with you the long way. And so dating has been an experience for me, and because in this world where masculinity rules, it's interesting for me. I've dated, I've spoken to some men that have you're the first, or I usually don't date this type, but that shit annoying. It's trash. I would never date a man like that. What the fuck is that? That caveat ass line. Like, I'm like this exception because you see that I'm, either not, the typically messy femme girl, or I'm just like, I'm the body type that you like, so you trying to talk to me. Get the fuck out of my face, you weirdo. Like, no. I'm not dealing with this shit. So dating has always been an interesting topic of conversation with my femme friends and with my, my other gay friends. It's always an interesting conversation to see what they like about femininity or what they don't like, or, whatever the case may be. And a lot of times with that conversation comes, well, I just don't like how femme guys act, and, they're extra and da-da-da. And it's like, so you don't like how we act, or were you fucking around on some femboy and he caught you and he cussed you out, so now every time, or he embarrassed you, so now every time you come in contact with someone, that is femme, you are automatically go back to that place, which I'm not advocating for the behavior, or I'm saying the behavior is okay, but what did you do? Because a lot of times we have to assess, or take accountability for our actions and for how people act or how people react to us. But yeah, I have enjoyed my dating experiences, and I am currently enjoying my dating experience in my love life. It has been a joy. I've met some great people and I've met some not so great people, but it's taught me essentially what I like and what I don't like, and what I will tolerate and what I won't tolerate. So I will tolerate nothing less than being the princess in your life. And I'm such trash. But I'm really not. I'm really not that high maintenance. I'm actually very low maintenance. I just really, I enjoy, um, I enjoy quality time, and I enjoy being loved on, and I enjoy attention. But I let you do you, and you give me the space to do me, and then we come together, and in perfect harmony. But yeah, so that is something that I have enjoyed as far as dating, and I want all of my trans girls out there to be safe, and watch these men. I know it's not easy, especially when you live in this world where masculinity is kind of like a rule of law. But I want you girls to be safe, and I want y'all to protect yourselves, and I want you to seek men, which is not always good. It's not always easy to find. Seek men. I would always say seek men that are open with their sexuality, because it makes it safer in my eyes to deal with. When you out here dating these DL men, and not saying that all DL men are problematic and trying to might hurt you, but it's on a far greater scale than the other. Be safe. Keep you a piece of steel, or some mace, or whatever you need to do. Clock these niggas upside their head when they get out of line. But yeah, I just want y'all to be safe. Enjoy your love life, sis, because you deserve all of the things and nothing less. All right. So I will say, if you are looking to find any type of representation of what it is to be intersectional in these spaces, I would say check out. You're on YouTube, so just type in Noah's Ark. All 2 seasons have been posted of Noah's Ark by Logo. It's free 99. It's one of the first times that I had ever seen somebody that I identified as on television. Noah, the character of Noah, was the first time I ever seen a feminine gay black man portrayed on television, and I resonate with that character so much. I fucking love Noah in so many ways. I love Noah's Ark. I love I love the show altogether. It is a cheesy show. It's a little campy, and it has so many archetypes of gay black men, and you yourself may not understand it, or you may not see yourself in any of the characters, or you may see yourself in a lot of other characters, and multiple characters, but it is a representation of what a lot of gay black men are, and how they feel, and the things that they go through when it comes to dating and being with someone and navigating workspaces and everything. So I love it. Another one, because the ancestors, my gay ancestors, my gay queer ancestors, they're amazing. Another one is Pose. It's currently on Netflix. It's coming out with a 2nd season this month for Pride Month. June 11th. It's coming out, and I am in love with it. I fucking love Pose. It's everything. It's like I tell people all the time, when I watch Pose, I feel like I'm watching Paris is Burning, but the scripted version with characters that I understand and I know and I see and everything. I am a dancer. She vogues. She does her thing, film queen realness. But basically, like, I see myself in certain characters, and actually multiple characters. But I love everything about Pose. Hell, let's talk about Paytel. Paytel is sis, okay? She comes through, she gives you a ball, she gives you a gag, she makes clothes, she gives you a garment, she gives you everything. Billy Porter is life, okay? Like, I want to be Paytel. Well, no, actually, I want to be Blanca. Because Blanca, yeah. Oh my God. Well, no, you know what? I want to be Angel. Because Angel is sickening. She's sickening. Yes, I fucking love me some Angel. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm excited about Pose. But I just love everything about the show. Also, if you want to, another good one, as far as representation being black and gay and that intersection, Paris is Burning. It's on Netflix as well. As you know, I always talk about Marsha P. Johnson because she's one of my fucking heroes. The ancestors. She's the ancestors. And you can watch her docuseries, her docuseries about the life and death of Marsha P. Johnson. You can also watch that on Netflix, and I also talked about her in one of my facts about. So you can watch that video as well. But I fucking love everything about who I am and where I come from and my race and my sexuality and my gender identity. I think I'm fucking interesting as fuck. And it's because of all of the things that I fall under, and because of all of the culture that I fall under, not just being black, because yes, being black is a culture, being black and American is a culture, but being gay is also its own culture, and being black and gay is like one of the best cultures you could ever come from. Like, we are trendsetters, sis. Like, what's the tea is literally like, that's us. That's the ancestors. The ancestors came up with that. Like, what's up? Like, girl, like, you know, all of your favorite lingo that, you know, your favorite housewife says, you know, she got it from one of us. Like, what's up? So, I really want you guys to enjoy Pride this month. You know, let me know in the comments down below. Have you gone to a Pride festival yet? If you're going, what you wearing, sis? Because, you know, I got my tube top. I have pants that match this. I don't have them on right now, but, you know, you can't see them anyway. But, yes, cute, ain't it? I got a professional one. But let me know, like, what you wearing? You wearing rainbow shit? You wearing your, you know, your Sunday best? What you wearing, sis? Where you going? What city are you going to? Tell me, like, you know, your favorite city to go to Pride. I have only been to 3 cities for Pride. The cities that I've lived in, or, no, not the cities that I've lived in, but the cities that I've gone to are Detroit, which where I'm from, that's where I'm from, Jacksonville, which is where I currently live, and Atlanta. And I specifically go to BlackGayPride in all of these places because they also have, you know, Pride. And then BlackGayPride is always, you know, somewhere either in the summer or the fall, depending on, you know, your location. For us, it's for Southerners, it's in the fall. So BlackGayPride is always in September, and in Atlanta, and it's in October in Jacksonville. I think it's like in late August in Detroit. But let me know about your Pride experiences and all of the things that you do and all of the fun that you have, sis. Like, you know, let me know your favorite Pride experience. Did you meet your boyfriend? Did you meet your husband? Like, what's tea? If you have any like gay black movies, you know, to watch or shows that you enjoy, let me know down in the comments below. If you've seen the shows or the movies that I talked about, let me know how you like them. Let me know if you're excited about Pose season 2, because sis already know, like, they about to be cutting up. Like, it's about to be amazing. I probably will have some other videos coming out. I will definitely have a facts about coming out for this month specifically. It will be intersectional, and I also will be uploading 2 new videos. They're not really new. I uploaded them, but I uploaded them as private because I was supposed to be working with a group. I'll say that. Didn't fall through. But I have the videos and they're posted, so sis, you can watch them. They're Netflix reviews, so I hope you enjoy. I will probably continue doing the Netflix reviews because I enjoyed it and I liked it, and I will probably be reviewing the Ava DuVernay When They See Us movie next. Sis, it was tough. I cried a lot. But I'll probably be reviewing that next, so you'll see that video coming up very soon. As I said, I thank you guys so much for watching, because you could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you decided to watch me. Bye!